I mean, everybody here is so excited, and the energy is just so intense.
And it's incredible. Changed my life.
What we want to do is, those had the last 3 years beating people up, flipping through the air, etc. What she hasn't had a chance to do is be beaten up that often. So what we want to do is, if a few of you wouldn't mind coming up here, we want to stage a little fight. So what we're basically after is 2 or 3, 1, whatever, Xenas, 1, 2 or 3 Gabs, and we'll teach you a few moves, and finally Zoe will get to be beaten up a bit. Go, go, go. And now just one big, yeah. Very good.
I said, how are you, all right? Oh, man. This is trippy. Man, I love you too. When that shooting that scene when she's stalking across the bed at me. I mean, man, what was I, probably 24 at the time. And this goddess is doing this panther-like seductive thing, you know, crawling across the bed, and I'm like, I'm trying not to blink. I don't want to miss anything. And then all of a sudden, one of my contact lenses slips off my eye. Lucy gets halfway across the bed and absolutely cracks up. She just loses it. And she's like, it was him, it's him. Like, what? What? I didn't do anything. So it was a fun scene to shoot. It was a fun scene. Hey, how you doing?
Hi. What did it feel like when they did all the makeup on your back to put the wings on?
Yeah, the wings are a bit of work. When we initially did them, it took roughly 2.5 hours to apply them, and the way they did it was actually glue them to my back. And when they designed that costume initially, they forgot a few things. I didn't have a zip, so I couldn't go to the toilet, so they had to rectify that pretty quickly. And the other thing was I couldn't sit down, because the way the wings were sort of fixed to me, I'd be the guy at lunch to be like this on some sort of kneeling chair. But yeah, they were quite a lot of work, and after a couple of days of wearing them, you start to get blisters because of the weight. They actually weighed 5 kgs, so 5 or 6 kgs. But it was good fun. I mean, once you're in that, once you have the wings on and the leathers, and you do feel like a god. But wait, I've still got one more poster to give away.
Do it.
I'll do it. And I can't remember who asked the best question, so here we go again! Who wants it? Who wants it? But wait, we're going over here. Okay, it's yours. Hey guys, it's been cool talking to you. You take it easy. Enjoyed myself.
All right.
Take it easy.
Let's hear it for Carl, everybody. Mr. Carl Urban. Woo!
See ya.
Bruce Campbell.
Yes, over here.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about your most memorable moment on the show Xena?
My most memorable moment on the show Xena. Well, they had a clip there of on stage now. They had a little moment where Xena inhabits my body and I have to kiss Renee O'Connor. Well, the kiss was good, but then the script demanded that I put my hand on her butt. And you've seen the video Buns of Steel probably, right? Yeah. Winky, winky. Okay? Wow. But I had to do take after take to get it just right. Favorite behind the scenes?
Yeah, anything funny, crazy, nutty,
Those are
kooky.
tough because when you work on a shoot for a long time, there's tons of it, but it might not translate to you. It's very difficult.
Can you try to translate to me?
Could you try at least? Could you try? Could you try? There was an episode called Tsunami where it was, lots of water. So we just made a bet of who would crack if either me or Lucy or Renee sort of lost at first and had a little tantrum, then we would owe each other $10,000. So then the trick became to try and get the other person to crack. So that was a fun little game. I'm not going to tell you how many thousands of dollars I lost.
What would be the inspiration for this book of yours?
The inspiration?
On your chest.
Oh, this book.
Yeah.
Because, for example, let me give you an example. Hercules and Xena are seen as guilty pleasures. See how quiet you guys are? They're like, no, no. Well, the rest of the world does. I think is wrong. I think it's very wrong. Let me give you an example. The Emmy Awards go to something like ER for Best Costume Design. No, that would be best use of catalogs to order doctor's equipment from. Every episode of Hercules and Xena have costumes that are made from scratch in a giant factory-like setting about like this. When you see best art direction for something like, I don't know, West Wing. Wow, they really stretched on that one, didn't they? Yet in Hercules and Xena, the production designer, Rob Gillies, has to remake castles and towns and warriors' quarters and warlords, the whole bit, every single week. So that's a crock, and that's why I'm writing this book, is to let people know the real value of things that if you work hard, you work hard. If it's a good show, it's a good show. It doesn't matter what it's aired on or what it's like. So I agree with all of you.
Hi, if Autolycus had survived the 25-year gap on Xena, do you think he would have become a better person and calmed down and got an honest job?
Would have Autolycus become a better person if he lasted the 25-year gap?
Yeah.
No, he'd just be slower, that's all.
Okay.
I can still kick Joxer's butt. Joxer the mighty smells like Aphrodite. Tonight there's also this cabaret at 9 o'clock with the amazing Ted Raimi, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much.
Bruce Campbell. Come on, folks.
How?
Let's send him out.
I'll see you guys tonight, hopefully. Good evening and welcome to Pasadena.
Welcome to fabulous Pasadena.
Pasadena, California. So, you are the world's greatest mentalist, is that true?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and how long have you been doing it?
I don't know.
Excellent. Sven Garlic.
Yes?
Our people would like to welcome you to this country.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, we'd also like to know a little bit more about you.
Such as...
Like, for example, are you the only one in your family who does this?
Oh, no, no. My whole family is mental. What I mean to say is, I have many people in my family. There's the amazing and stupendous Sven Garlic, and a real good Sven Garlic, and okay Sven Garlic. But he's working his way up to pretty good right about now.
All right, Sven Garlic, what do we have to do here?
All right. Microphone.
Microphone.
I will first tie these together. Now you see, with the power of Sven Garlic's mind, I will unknot them, and when I unknot them, you will see some big thing, boy. You sure will. Would you Tuck on this, pull, to make sure this is indeed tight. Is it tight?
It's tight.
Would you say that's a knot?
It's a knot.
Are you familiar looking at knots?
Yes.
So what do we do now, Sven Garlic?
Now we will hide the knot. Would you mind tucking the... Yes, would you mind... I take no pleasure in this work. I don't. Now, on the count of three, my rather dumbbell assistant right here will pull and I shall pull. And with the power of my mind, we will unknot the knot. On the count of three. 1, you count 2, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you.
When I first booked Xena, they didn't realize that I was going to play Joxer's son. It was a totally different character. It was called Jerrick, Jerrick, and it was supposed to be like a one-episode thing, and it wasn't going to be Joxer's son, though. I get over to New Zealand, we sit down at a table read, and I'm like looking for my character in the new strip, going, well, there's this Virgil guy, but where's the rest of everything else? And Lucy had come up with the idea to switch it over to Virgil, and then I guess from there it kind of developed into Joxer's son, and...
I think my ultimate in watching once Virgil became part of the show was when you took Xena in as a slave and they drop her gown, the look.
Yeah.
That was actually probably one of the most fun episodes that I did because it was, I didn't have to worry about her anymore killing my dad. It was like all of a sudden I could have some fun.
Yeah,
it
he
was
didn't
like,
have to
yeah,
cry.
this is great.
And Adrian, you're obviously very sweet and so much tinier than I thought you would be.
Oh, thank you.
For the part of Livia, there's a lot of anger and a lot of rage. Where do you search yourself for something like that?
Well, I will. A funny story about that is that about a week after those episodes aired, and my mom lives in a really rural area, so she didn't see them on TV, but they were sent to her, so she saw them all at once, and my mother called me crying, just completely sure that I had all of this rage for her. I had to be like, no, Mom, it had nothing to do with you. Honestly, I have to give credit. This time it goes to the director, Rick, who directed the first episode, Livia, because he was just like, be bigger, be bigger, be bigger, just, constantly. Because you feel, kind of ridiculous, but you don't realize as you're filming it that it doesn't work unless you're huge, because there's fire and explosions and, Lord only knows what else. So
they must have put like 6-inch shoes on you.
I actually didn't wear heels at all. I was flat-footed the whole time. I've never gotten to wear anything in the show.
Just large and in charge.
There you go.
You guys were wonderful.
It's all about the attitude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back over here.
Hi.
Hey.
This question's for Adriana.
Okay.
Was there added pressure on you for playing your character Eve because she was Xena's daughter?
Oh, probably, but I didn't know that at the time. Probably the same thing with you. You didn't know that you were Joxer's son, and when I was originally hired, it was top secret. They were casting Xena's daughter. So I knew that I was hired to play Livia, but it wasn't until about a week after I was hired that I was told that Livia was actually the daughter of Xena. And when I first went in for the role, I thought I didn't have a chance because I actually thought I looked too much like Lucy, and I figured that they would be looking for a blonde or something that was just very different, because the only thing I knew is that she was an antagonist. So, I didn't have a clue, but it turns out, that was a blessing that I, looked even remotely like Lucy, the more the better. So that was a blessing. And I'm sure that it was, I feel more pressure about it now, actually, than I did at the time, because I now feel the responsibility, where at the time I was just trying to get the job done. So, I had too much other stuff to worry about to really worry about that nearly as much.
I had no clue coming into Xena that sci-fi fans were as loyal and as dedicated to the shows that they watch as they are. Thank you for that. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me to think that, I'm up here doing a job that I love so very much, but at the same time, you know, I guess I'm making some sort of impact somewhere, and it feels really good. But to have the fans, I guess lately, especially go over to Dark Angel as well, and hopefully watch the difference in characters, that means a lot to me. I mean, it really does. And I don't know, it's just amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
It's so unexpected because you don't. As much as it's a fabulous job, it is your job, so you don't expect to get like applause for it. It's a whole new animal, and it's so cool, but it takes some adjusting because you don't feel worthy. So thank you all so much because we're still trying to get the hang of it.
It's an incredible feeling.
Thank you.
Please come back soon.
Yeah. We're so cute and we like each other.
Even though she killed my dad.
He really thought it was sexy.
It turned me on. Thank you guys so very much. You're great. Let's enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Adrian Wilkinson and William Gregory Lee.
I'm Tim Amundsen. I play Eli on the show Xena Warrior Princess. I don't know if you've seen it. But that'd be me. I know I don't necessarily look like the character. You know, I certainly don't act like the character. Unlike, you know, say, for example, Ted Raimi, who's exactly like Joxer. But for those of you who don't quite believe that that's me, because you don't, you know, no long hair, no beard, what the heck? This might help. No, put the sword down. Xena, can't you just love everyone? Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Come on, guys. Group hug. Recognize him now? Yeah, that's me. Just make it one for my baby, and one more for the road.
Who's the biggest practical joker on set?
Biggest practical joker on set. I got a story for this one. I luckily never experienced many practical jokes on set. There was one coming into the country that Ted Raimi orchestrated. Some of you may have heard this story before. Bear with me. So, my first day in the country. I just got a flight. I just got off of like a 14-hour flight. I haven't slept, don't know where the heck I am, don't speak the language, have no coin of the realm. And I have to go to the read-through, which is the first time I met Lucy and Renee, and I'm just pleased as punch, because, come on, I'm getting to meet Lucy and Renee, for God's sakes. I've been watching the show, I know exactly. What, I'm not an idiot, I'm not blind. So I get to go to the read-through, and the table read, and you meet the director and the producer, and everybody's there, and I'm all excited. I get to meet Lucy. And she walks in, and she goes, someone says, Lucy, Tim, Lucy. And I'm like, hi, Lucy, how you doing? I'm Eli. It's really nice to meet you. You're pretty. And she goes, hey. She goes and sits down. And like, oh, maybe she's just having a bad day. Okay. Renee comes in. Hey, Renee, I'm an American too. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm playing Eli. Gosh, you're pretty. And she goes, yeah, hi. She goes and sits down. And the tears are starting to well up. And the lips quivering, and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was going to be in town for like 6 weeks. Every scene was with Lucy in the first episode. I'm like, she's mean to me and I don't like her. And I'm thinking, you know, my wife's going to call and say, hey, honey, how was it? How was meeting Lucy? She was mean to me. I don't like her. I want to go here. So the read-through goes, you know, it's the it lasted 17 hours. It was the longest read-through in history. And they're not laughing at my jokes. They could care less. I'm like, hey, anybody want some coffee? And they're like, no. Soda water? No. Can I cut you some melon? They're like, no. So it was just awful. And I thought, well, it just goes to show, TV interviews are just nonsense because, you know, here she comes across all nice, and she's not. You know, and I feel a little betrayed. So, read-through's over, they get up and leave. I'm like, oh, but okay, see you on the set. And I'm sitting there stewing in my fear for about what felt like 17 minutes. And Lucy and Renee come back in like, hi, we're just kidding. Ted told us to be mean to you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Just give me a hug. So, yeah, so Ted Raimi, my old good buddy, pal, close friend, did that to me. And someday, I'll get him back.
Oh, Sugar Tall Green, look out, Miss Loudlin, yep. And oh, Lucy Lawless, yes, that line falls on the right, babe. Now that Mackie's back in town, I said, $10. Oh, Sugar Tall Green, look out, Miss Loudlin, yep. And oh, Lucy Brown, yes, that line falls on the right leg. Now that Maggie's back in town. Look at old Maggie's back.
Thank you all very much. You're a very, very, very kind group.
Again, I really wanted to thank you guys because initially I just did the 2 episodes and you guys have been so supportive and I just keep coming back. I think I've died 7 times now, which doesn't seem to matter. And what I'm really excited about is my last episode that's coming up. Alti, I'm just hitting my stride and the fuckers cancel the show, right? Hello. I'm just, right? I get to take my clothes off, I get to get rid of the makeup, I get laid, and they cancel the show. So I don't know, I'm badass in this next one, so I'm really excited because I wanted to give you guys a little more of Alti and not just one note, you know, evil bitch, hag, Xena, you know. I think I was getting a little tired of that. So in this one, it's the first time that you see Alti, and then you kind of get to figure out why, what happened? How did she turn out to be so horrible, and the voice and the whole thing. So it'll explain a lot of that. So please watch, I'm sure. You guys will be watching. You know what? I have to say, I learned a lot from Alti. I've talked about this at conventions before. I'm a big girl. And I always wanted to be small. I always wanted to be little. So I would always pretend I was small and little by the way I acted and the way that my voice was. And Alti was the first character that I got that I completely embraced and learned to stand strong, be strong, have a strong voice, and be a big chick and not be afraid of it. So you know, now I stand up straighter, so she gave me a lot. I didn't start out with a lot of Alti in me. But now, I don't think I'm a bitch. I can be, but I don't think that I had the strength to play her originally. Lucy came up to me the first day and she just said, Claire, because she could see me moving around and getting nervous and uncomfortable and committing to the voice and the costume, and it was just a big deal for me. I'm not naturally Hudson Lake-like. Although I hear that we're going to be at the brunch tomorrow, maybe? And we've never met. So I thought I might call her bluff of the fact that she's been going around saying that she could kick my ass. Because I don't think she could. But, well, no, I'm not having a big fight over breakfast, you know. Come here, bitch, come on. You know, I'm actually frightened of her. She's so phenomenal. She scares me. So,
I was just wondering, when you do your alti voice, does it hurt?
Not really, no.
It doesn't?
No, when I go and I loop and I have to do a ton of it over a long period of time, then it gets a little bit gravelly and a little hoarse, and then have you ever had a screaming match with somebody and the next day your voice is a little hoarse? It's kind of like that. I become malty. But it's pretty, I basically stole the voice from the Wicked Witch, from The Wizard of Oz. She was the most scary character that I knew when I was little, and I think ever. And basically it's, you know, my pretty, right? It's the Wizard of Oz. So thank you so much.
Claire Stansfield.
Hello. I'm so excited. This is great. You guys should be here every day, you know? You guys should be here like before I audition. I can just come out and go, hi, okay, I'm ready. Wow, this is fantastic. I don't even know, I have all these things to tell you. It's been so long since we've talked, oh my God. I have so much gossip. No, but I can't, I'm completely spaced. I'm just floored. Woo. You guys are beautiful. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you. But there was one time on the last episode when me and Renee and Lucy were all sitting around a tavern, and there's like this disgusting set food. It's so disgusting. The food that's the prop food. Because, you know, they're spraying, you know, stuff to make stuff look dull. They're spraying aerosol stuff all over the place, and they've got smoke machines, and everything just feels gummy and sticky and dusty, and then you get to eat it. So we're sitting there, and there's like, those big Xena loaves of bread that are kind of always sitting next to the grog, or whatever it is, meat or gruel, or I don't know. Goddesses don't eat, really, so it's not an issue for me, for the most part. And there's all these crumbs around, so Renee and I, because none of us wear clothes, really, on the show. We start taking little crumbs and putting them on Lucy's seat, you know? Because what a pain, you know, like crumbs in your underwear when you stand up. And we like slowly just, you know, and oh, she's over there, she's not looking, and like we fill up her thing with crumbs. Then we're ready for the shot. Lucy, we're ready for you. Lucy comes in, she goes, pop, and sits down. And we're like, man, come on. And Renee and I look at each other like, and Lucy looks up and goes, what? No idea, didn't see it, just, you know, that's what she does. She sees a seat and she goes, and sits down. So I tried, I really did. I wanted to tell you guys. I played a practical joke. But, nah, I failed. You guys rock. It's true. You guys are so cool. You guys are so wonderful. I've become friends with a lot of you. It's so weird. Just kidding. Seriously, but no, you guys are cool people, man. Yeah, and I'm getting yanked off the stage. But yeah, okay, yeah. So this is all about you. Yes, give yourselves a hand. You guys are wonderful, and you've been so generous, and you've been so good to me and all of us and the show. And I am phenomenally grateful to be part of a phenomenon. You know, I mean, really, but. What's been amazing is how important Xena has been. I mean, you know, just groundbreaking in terms of female characters, in terms of a woman action hero who doesn't need a man, in terms, no offense to men, but you know, yeah. In terms of codifying a whole new realm of popular culture for, you know, people who felt disenfranchised before. It's just phenomenal. And yeah, Rob Tapert really had his shit together when he came up with this one, and yeah, Lucy rocks. But you guys made it happen, you know? It's really true. Oh, I want to thank you so much, and I'll see you later.
Alexandra Tidings. And there she goes, giving out hugs, the goddess of love.
God, it's so cool because, you know, when you're working on a show, it's so insular, you can't see anything, and then you come around and, you know, there's like 10,000 people. And I love you. Sing the song. Okay. How many of you know the Joxer song? Raise your hand. So none of you know it. Raise your hand again if you know it. Let me see a count of hands. All right. The first 10 people that come up here can sing it with me. Who wants to come up? Okay, well, I got 1, 2, holy smokes, 3. Aphrodite just hit Gabrielle. It's shocking. Oh, that's good. I think that's 10 or 20 or 30, folks. Holy smokes. Okay, I think we got enough. Wow. Okay. Oh my God, you're beautiful. You're the loveliest Xena I've ever seen. Okay, guys, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
Joxer the mighty roams through the countryside. He never needs a place to hide. Daddy has a sidekick, Patty with a little stick, righting wrongs and singing songs, mighty all day long. Joxer, the Joxer the mighty.
All right, let's hear it for him. Good job, you guys. Yes, you bet. All right. Oh, thank you, guys. You were awesome. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting mobbed. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Moonlight becomes you. I'm thrilled at the sight. Now I could get so romantic tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, because we just sort of, this has like been a singing time the whole time, but I will tell you a story about that Jace one. You saw that one, right, where I'm the, I'm my own gay twin brother, right? Well, that came about this way. We were trying to think of a character for Joxer, and Joxer's twin brother, and he was just supposed to be a performer, which wasn't enough. So I thought, well, you know, maybe we'll just make him a Broadway guy. Now, I used to live in New York, and a lot of these Broadway guys I lived in New York too. A lot of these Broadway guys a lot of them are gay. A lot of these dancers. And so I thought, well, let's, no! And I thought, you know, we'll just make them that way. That'll be kind of funny. And, but I didn't want to offend anybody. So I called up a buddy of mine in West Hollywood here, and I asked him, I said, if I talk like this the whole episode, will you be upset? And he went, no, why would I be? So we started to shoot. We shot a couple scenes, and then I realized it wasn't maybe enough, and so I thought I'd add. I remember a guy I used to go to NYU with was this guy who spoke with a fake French accent, and he'd say, "How are you this morning, Ted? It's good to see you." Bonjour. I said, "Wow, you really have a thick accent. Were you living in France a long time?" 1 week. I went, wow. So I thought that'd be funny, so I kind of did that with Jace as a Spaniard. So he's got this combo, you know, so now I talk like this the whole show. He's both Spanish and he's a dancer. So I did that, and so I called a buddy of mine, not wanting to offend anybody. I called my friend Marco Sanchez. You guys ever see Sequest? Yeah! You Sequest fan? From my old show, and I asked Marco, who's a diehard Cubano, I said, Marco, if I talk like this the whole show, will it bother you? And he said, no, why would it bother me? So I kind of avoided it that way. Okay, yes, tonight there's a cabaret show, another one, if you guys can stand it. And I will be here singing songs and dancing dances, and you guys were great, and it was a blast being in Pasadena, and I'll see you guys later.
He goes to, she goes fro. He goes fast, she goes slow. He goes left, she goes right. Papa's looking for Mama, but Mama is nowhere in sight. Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Papa does great with it, swings like a gate with it. He loses weight with it now. Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo. Don't play the rumba and don't play the samba, 'cause Papa loves the mambo tonight. Hey, hey! All right. Yes, let's hear it for these guys.
Missy Good.
Hi, guys. Xena's been a kind of a special show. I'm not usually a fan of television in general. And I think a lot of people can say what I can say is that there's been something in these characters that has really touched the creative engine in me and in a lot of people that are involved in the fandom. Because what Xena has wrought has been not only allowing me to get into some avenues in script writing and writing stories, but it has also had the same effect on a lot of people. There are thousands of people that have been similarly affected by these characters, and they have gone out to produce stories and artwork of incredible value, and gotten involved in letting those characters ignite their creative engines and taking them to many different places, including getting published with original characters and other things. So I think that Xena has really, the characters have really allowed us to express ourselves, and I think a lot of people would agree that that's the truth. What we don't talk about a lot is the effect that Xena fans have turned around and made on the world around them. And basically that's because this fandom, and I haven't been involved in that many of them, but I'm gonna make a point-blank statement, and this is one of the most giving and loving fandoms probably on the face of the earth. What am I doing here? No, actually, it's been a sense of very surrealness being involved. The show's characters were so intense and so strong that it made me really want to write about them. That was the only thing that I ever wanted to do, was just write stories about them. Did it ever occur to me that I'd be standing here at a creation convention being one of the show's writers? Nuh-uh.
Well, we thank you anyways.
Not even.
We thank you for all of your writing. Thanks.
Thanks. Actually, a lot of people don't know how I got involved in writing Xena scripts. How I got involved in writing Xena scripts is I got an email one night from Steve Sears, who is a Xena writer and one of the producers. And the next day, I got several more messages from him, and I figured either something was happening in California or he needed some questions answered about his computer. So I called him, and Steve basically asked me if I was still a fan of Xena, and I said yes. And he asked me if I still love the show, and I said yes. And he asked me if I was interested in writing a script for it. Because he had been approached and asked for the name of somebody who would be interested in getting involved in the writing process. So that's how I actually got involved in writing a Xena script. So it gives me great pleasure to now say, would you please welcome Steve Sears up on stage, because he has a few words.
Hi, folks. Before I say anything, Missy Good, isn't she fantastic? Isn't she wonderful? One of the most incredible people I've ever met. Very giving, and still has a day job. Well, I'm not going to take too much time up here. I pretty much wanted to say hi and kind of like, relive this for a moment. What an incredible crowd of people. The one question I usually get, though, and has everybody gotten an answer on this? I'm serious, I'm asking this. Because I've never asked Rob, where the name Xena came from? Anybody have an answer on that? I've actually wondered. I may ask Rob today. I actually thought about that once. When you think about Xena, I think there's Greek derivations that go back to the stranger or the only one or something like that. But then I started thinking, you have to kind of close your eyes to get this. If you picture the word Xena, stop picturing a name Xena, picture the word Xena. And you kind of sit there and you say, okay, the X at the beginning is very important. If I put another X at the beginning, that's a double X. That represents, of course, femininity. And you start thinking, well, of course, naturally, that represents the feminine power, which of course makes sense. Xena. Then you start thinking about, well, okay, Xena as an icon represents a lot of strength, a lot of girl power. And I said, the double X or the X represents the femininity. So all you have to do really is just replace that pronoun with some sort of a feminine pronoun, like perhaps she. And if you put them together, well, my job is done here. Okay. One little pluglet. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to take off here. Sharon Delaney's giving me the peace sign, which apparently means something else. Bless you all. I'm so glad you're here. Please give for the charities. It's a wonderful group of people working here, wonderful organizations. Thank you very much for 4.5 memorable years. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Steve, everybody. Mr. Steven Sears.
Let's bring out Ebony Smith.
Hi, everybody. Wow. Wow, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Are you guys happy to be here? Woo! My character's name was Malila, and she's a slave from northern Gaul. But what I envisioned for the character is that ever since she was a little girl, she always had this kind of knowing or kind of sixth sense about her. And she didn't always understand it, but as she got older, it became clear to her that she was somewhat of an ethereal being and not necessarily average. And she didn't always know what she was meant to do with those, talents and those abilities. And she was mainly into a survival thing. It was kind of a rough life being a slave and always running. But then when she gets on Xena's ship as a stowaway, first she's fighting for her life, and then she realizes, this is a good thing. I'm supposed to do something here. I have a purpose. And she has a love for Xena, and she can see the potential for what Xena would be able to do if she turned her abilities and her wonderful talents over to the good side instead of using them for evil. And she takes it upon herself to teach her everything that she knows about fighting and self-defense and also about wisdom and not being careless and reckless with your powers or ability, but really using them when you need them. And she gives her life for it, and she knows that that was her whole purpose. And it's okay, because she knows that she'll always be able to communicate with Xena and reach her spiritually, even if she's not on the same planet with her. So that was kind of the background I created for Malila. The hardest thing I had to do was fight all those bad guys and kill Caesar's men, of course. That was the hardest thing, come on. No, actually, I'd have to say, well, when I went down there, it was in June, which is in the middle of their winter, because you guys know that they're, south of the equator, so everything's all switched around. So it was very, very cold, okay? And luckily, my costume wasn't quite as revealing as some of the others, and I had a little bit of coverage because it was really cold. And we had a lot of scenes that it took a while to get it just right. And it was all about trying not to freeze and stay in character and pull it off. So this was the first role I had that was actually physically challenging because there was a lot of athletics involved, even though I had a little bit of help. But the weather and the circumstances were pretty challenging in and of themselves. And then learning another language, speaking the other language, and all of that. So all those things were challenges, but the crew and cast, everybody was so supportive and helpful that I got through it, and I enjoyed myself doing the show. It was so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'm ready. I'm ready to sing, I'm ready to dance, I'm ready to act and entertain people further because it just brings me so much joy. And I'm ready to I could do these conventions for the rest of my life. I could do it for the rest of you guys are so much fun.
Our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. Janina Johnson.
Well, this is my first convention, so you guys are gonna have to help me out because I really don't know what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out, right? How are you guys? Having fun? Well, Vari has been a really fun character for me because I get to be kind of tough and kind of a badass. So, and I get to fight like crazy, which is absolutely like the funnest thing ever. I can't even tell you. But I guess the only aspect of Varia that's really close to me that I use a lot is whenever I'm competing in something. I grew up doing sports, so really competitive when it comes to athletics and stuff. So I guess that works for my character a lot. When we get to New Zealand, the first day is really hectic. You fly in like, I think I got in at 5 in the morning, and then at 7 they pick you up and you go to a wardrobe fitting, you go to a stunt rehearsal, and hair and makeup. They see what they want to do with you. So that first day, they start teaching you the choreography for your fight sequences. And then on set, because a lot of times if they're doing someone else's scene, you'll work with the stunt coordinator on your fighting sequences. So you just practice, and then if you have a hard sequence, it's really long. On your off time at home, you work on it.
I was just wondering, what was it like having Renee as a director in your first time out there?
It was great. Renee's awesome, and we had so much fun. She's just wonderful to work with, and I think because she's an actor also, she's really good with giving you notes and explaining what she wants, and she's really patient and kind and helps you get what she wants.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for coming. And
Janina Jolson.
Come on, let me hear some noise. I don't know, there's got to be 3,000 people in this room. I want to hear it rock! Thank you. Somebody backstage asked me if I was doing my Johnny Cash imitation. I said, no, I've got 2 black eyes. I didn't want anybody to see them. And that's the truth. So how's everybody doing? Can I get 2 young Xena fans up here, a boy and a girl, say between the ages of 10 and 12? I can only take 2. Come on up. Up. Oh. Okay, that's it, no more. Hi. What is your name?
Serena.
Sumina, can you talk right in the microphone?
Serena.
And your name?
Savannah.
Savina and Samina.
Savannah. And Serena.
Okay, and I'm stupid. All right. So, no, you don't have to agree with that. That's okay. You can go along with the program. So, are you both big Xena fans?
Yes.
Yeah? Why do you think you're the biggest Xena fans in the world?
Because I have almost every episode on tape.
Almost every episode. Do you have all the lines memorized by heart?
Only liar, liar.
One of my faves. And what about you? Are you a big Xena fan too?
Yes.
Yeah? Can you tell me why you're a big Xena fan? And let's face the audience so they can see your face.
Because I really like it and stuff like that.
Good enough. It works for me. Well, because you're so nice, I have a very special treat for both of you. Hold that side if you would. Because they were so nice to come up here, they get 2 signed Lucy Lawless posters, signed by Lucy herself. It says, "With love from Lucy Lawless, Xena Warrior Princess, Los Angeles, and yesterday's date." So one for each of you. And thank you very much, and careful going down the stairs. All right, I don't have any more goodies to give away. I don't want to be mugged in the parking lot either. And the blooper tape has been erased, so don't ask. That's it for me, and thank you very much.
Let's have a great welcome from Darren, everybody.
Hi. You took me by surprise. I was out there eating carrot sticks. I suddenly heard, I thought, I know that person. That person, that's me. So, hi, how are you? Well, this is my first time to America. That's how I feel. And I did play Evita in Hawaii. So, you know, I have been part of here, but the first time to LA, and oh, it is very, very different. Very, very different. You've got people here. That's amazing. It's going to be so funny. I'm going to have to take some of you home with me because... yes, yes, yes.
In your opinion, who is Xena's father?
Oh, I knew somebody would ask me this. I knew somebody would ask me this. Oh, well, you see, this is a tricky one. This is very like me. You know, I was a solo mother with my daughter, and I'd never tell anybody who her father was. So maybe I'm going to keep the father of Xena to my chest as well. I'll get back to you on that one. Time for one more question.
Yeah, everyone still wants that answer from 5 minutes ago.
It was the milkman.
Thank you.
Miss Darian Takel, everybody. Let's hear it for Darian.
Start by admitting from cradle to tomb, isn't that longer stay? Life is a cabaret, oh chum, only a cabaret, oh chum, and I love a Thank you. Thank you.